Well, we've got some new news on the Respawn EA layoffs. As it turned out, most of the people laid off, as predicted, were diversity hires under DEI hiring policies. Yes, the same DEI that is being struck down in the courts, that is losing its investment funds, as over 50% of DEI ESG funds were shut down last year and continue to be shut down this year. Now, don't think it's a victory yet. They are planning to rebrand these two. ESG is going to become something like conscientious capitalism, and equitable justice will be the new DEI. They're going to move it behind closed doors, according to them. But until they do, this is a victory. Now, if you want some good coverage on this, I recommend checking out Adam Post. He's been covering this consistently for a long time. And that's where I get a lot of my news on these investments being shut down. Let's get into this, though. This is a Respawn developer, and they say, all my favorite people were laid off from Respawn today, and all the assholes that made my life hell are still there. Life is so fucking unfair. The majority of layoffs at Respawn are POC, queer folk, and those who recently took medical or parental leave. The privileged folks got to stay. Respawn prides itself on its diverse representation. Like, no. You are a useful idiot to make money for EA. The people giving them money are no longer going to give them money, and soon EA is going to have to pivot back to profit, as investment firms aren't going to be giving out money to companies that can't demonstrate a way to make break even anymore. DEI and ESG was a very convenient way for these zombie companies to get quick and easy money by just pushing Marxism and racism. And that's going away. And since that's going away, you are no longer needed. All you do is balloon budgets to make development take way longer and make an objectively worse product than your predecessors. And no, that does not mean every POC or the various wording here is bad at their development. The good ones don't need to be hired under DEI policies. And it continues with the audacity of this bullshit. Like, nah, not really. You were a useful idiot and your use ran out. That simple. And this echoes an IGN report from, I think, about a month ago, where it noted here, but a few also the Embracer's sudden money problems were largely its own fault. Outside studios that lost Embracer Group funding had nowhere else to turn. Projects, especially smaller ones, led by marginalized developers, just aren't getting money right now. One developer laid off from a very small indie studio funded by a nonprofit told me they foolishly thought we'd somehow be more stable and they'd be more ethical. They recall being told by leaders that because the company were funded by a nonprofit investing in a specific genre space, it was able to take risk on games that might not recoup. But in the end, that proved not to be true. Of course it proved not to be true, because these people running these virtue signaling nonprofits want to get paid. And if the nonprofit doesn't have money, they can't get paid to virtue signal. It's a grift. The funding source chose to tighten its belt, and several people lost their jobs. Look, there is taking risk, and I will appreciate this. If I suddenly became a billionaire, I might just finance some game that ideal that I really want to see made. That might not turn a profit ever. I might dump hundreds of millions of dollars into an anime series, a good 24 episodes, with the production value of every episode having that of a movie budget. Not a full anime movie budget, but the quality of equivalency of. There's no way I would ever make that money back. But we all can admit the end product would look freaking sweet. But that's because if I had my own money, these people likely got money from other sources to invest in other projects for them so that these companies could get better ESG DEI scores. And again, with that going away, these companies are looking at their budgets being like, hey, if we're not going to get loans and investments for having a high ESG DEI score, there's no reason to have a high social credit score. So they're just not doing it anymore. This just goes to show you that DEI is being canceled in the industry, that these people's use has run out, and the people who are using them are just tossing them aside like rag dolls, like garbage, actually. And that's going to be a rude awakening for a lot of people on the left as they realize all these people who said, well, we're so pro LGBT, we're so pro DEI. Oh, what? We're not getting no money for that anymore? Oh, yeah, we don't give a crap about you. We were only virtue signaling to hide the evil crap we do as a company. And you're no longer needed, so bye-bye. And that's all I have to say on that. Hit like, subscribe, peace out.